Hi again, my name is Shelly Leinhart. In my first video, I showed you my daily routine, what I go through. Now I'd like to show you some things that make my life more difficult. First, I wear colostomy bags on my spit fistula, and Medicare covered them for 2 years and then quit covering them. They say since I don't have a colostomy, they're not going to cover colostomy bags. My doctors have written prescriptions and notes telling them why I need them. They still refuse to cover them. This is a big expense out of my pocket. Second, I'd like to talk about a time when my feeding tube clogged. It was after hours, and at 8 o'clock on a Friday night, I ended up going to Sparrow Hospital, emergency, and I asked them if they had an interventional radiologist on call. That's the kind of doctor I need to change my feeding tube. I was told by 2 different people that they did. Finally, at 6 o'clock in the morning, the emergency room doctor come in to tell me that she could not help me. They didn't have an interventional radiologist there until Monday morning. I told her that I could not afford to wait. My only source of hydration and nutrition is through my feeding tube. She told me she would admit me and put me on sugar water until Monday morning. I could not afford to wait to do that. So I ended up driving to U of M Hospital in Ann Arbor with no sleep. If they would have told me this when I asked at 8 o'clock at night, I could have went then. Also, my feeding tube, because I've lost so much weight, and I'll get to that later, does not fit right. I have the smallest adult size they have, and it's too big, which makes it not seal right, so I lose a lot of formula out of the hole around the feeding tube. I did find a surgeon that would put a new spot so I could use a pediatric tube that would fit better and seal. But the surgeon will not do surgery on me because I do not weigh enough. Now the most important thing. We've been working for months to try to get me on TPN. TPN is a nutrition that is given through your bloodstream. That, along with my feeding tube, would put weight on me. We have tried higher calorie formulas, which my body will not tolerate. I am now on a formula that is easier tolerated by your intestines. I am still losing weight. What I'm going to show you next is very, very hard for me. I am a very modest person, but I figured a picture is worth 1,000 words. As you can see, I'm only skin and bones. I currently weigh 67 pounds, and I've lost so much muscle that it's hard for me to do things that were easy for me to do before. I don't have a lot of energy or strength. Although I am severely malnourished, Medicare says that I do not fit within their qualifications for TPN. There needs to be exceptions to rules. Does my life not matter? I am not one to ask for help, but I was raised to be a fighter, and I don't know what else to do. Please share my story. The more it gets out there, maybe somebody might be able to do something. I am not ready for my story to be over.